Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake, a Seventh Heaven podcast. We are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I love it. I'm good.
Yeah?
I am good.
Nice.
I'm gravy, baby.
Yeah. This is how the show is going to continue. Yeah. So good.
So before we get into this week's episode, or today's episode,
See,
I
when
always
it's-
say this week, but I forget that we do 2 a week.
But when it starts like this, hold on. Let me be grounded here. Let me get ready for this.
Yeah. Be
All right.
ready, 'cause
My butt is in the right position. That sounds naughty.
Shoulders are squared.
Yep.
All right.
Lay it on me.
So last night I went to a show at the UCB Theater, which is, if you don't know about the UCB by now, you should. But at the Franklin one, which I love that place because it's easier for me than the Sunset one. Like parking's easier, everything's
Sunset
easy.
sounds like a nightmare.
It's not that much. It's not so much of a nightmare. It's just like parking's impossible.
That's what I mean. Like
And-
that part.
Yeah, and then it's also like it's a more awkward waiting situation because they have like this weirdo little parking lot in front.
Okay.
And so they like will like snake their line all throughout the parking lot, and so it's a little like weird as opposed to Franklin. They'll just like snake you down the block and around the corner or whatever. Like
So they treat the other one like Disneyland.
a little bit. And it's bigger. It's like their
Yeah.
flagship theater now in LA. But anyway, so I went to there and I was really excited because it's the Bajillionaires show or whatever. So the Bajillionaires, $1 billion property.
Yeah.
We know about this. I've probably talked about this on this podcast at this point, but it's like Paul F. Tompkins and a bunch of improv comedians.
Uh-huh.
And the show is long since over, but they have like a monthly show at the UCB that they do where as many of the cast as can make it or whatever will come and do improv for an hour.
Yeah.
So I was really excited because I was able to get tickets, which I never can get tickets fast enough, like because they sell like hotcakes, and I was
Yeah.
able to get tickets. I was like, and the whole time prepping to go, I was like, I'm going to see Paul, I'm going to see Drew, probably. I'll probably see Tawny. I don't know about Mandel or Tim or Dan, but like I know I'll see those three at sure, like for sure, you know. So I get to the show, and first of all, parking, dream parking. Like I
Ooh.
literally I made a left and there was a spot. Like I didn't
Nice.
even have to think about it, which like never happens. Like I usually have to like drive a few blocks, try to
Yeah.
like see will I fit in the space.
Yeah.
None of that. It was like kismet. It was amazing. So then I go and I get in line and I'm like the 5th person in line. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to get a front row spot. Like everything is like coming up roses. Okay. So we get in, and I'll tell the story about the inline story in a minute, but I want to wrap this part up. So we get in, we sit down, I took my front row seat, everything's cool. I haven't been to that Franklin Theater in a while. They've like redone all the seats and everything. Everything looks like clean and fresh and whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet, like UCB coming up. I love it. So I get my seat, I'm waiting, and then Drew comes out and Tawny comes out, and then a bunch of people that I know, but
Yeah.
they're not the Bajillionaires. Like,
Okay.
so Mary Sohn, do you know her? Do you watch that AP Bio show?
No.
Okay, well,
I
anyway,
don't.
she's on it. She's in the improv and UCB community, but that's where you would know her
Okay.
from. Mary Sohn comes out. Carl Tart comes out, who anyone who listens to Comedy Bang Bang will know Carl
Yeah.
Tart. Zeke Nicholson comes out, also a Comedy Bang Bang mainstay. And Ryan Gall, who is another bajillionaire who I thought might be there. So Drew, Tawny, Ryan, and then Mary, Carl, and Zeke. And so they come out, and Drew and Tawny were doing like the intro, right? Because there's always 2 people in an
Yeah.
improv team that do like the hey team or hey audience, whatever. So Drew and Tawny are doing that, and they come out, and the first words out of their mouth is like, "So Paul's not here." And Drew starts going like, I saw all of your faces fall. It's cool.
Yeah.
Some of you like made fists. Like we get it.
Yeah.
Like Paul texted us about 30 minutes ago, said he was feeling sick. So, you know, you guys are probably due back like a refund of like $3 or $4. And then Tanya was like, okay, like how much even is the ticket to the show? And somebody was like $7. And they're like, okay, so you guys deserve like an $8 refund. Like we get it. Which was really funny. And then they kind of like, and then Carl started making jokes about how he's Paul, and he was like doing a terrible, like not even trying to do a Paul impression, but just doing like, I have a suit, or, you know, whatever. And it was just really good show, really funny. So, but the thing I want to talk about is this. So I'm in line, right? And I'm the last person in line until I'm not, right? And immediately behind me, I'm not looking around, but I can hear everything. I'm like on my phone or whatever. But so it's this woman and this man. And it's immediately clear that the woman has never been here before. But it's not clear like what their relationship is until like shortly thereafter. So this man has like this Eastern European accent.
Okay.
Which is funny, not just because of the accent, but just in and of itself. Like, because you know, your mind immediately jumps to conclusions about what's happening behind you, right? And so, like, I'm like, oh, okay, so this girl is like, they're probably on a first date. They probably met on Tinder or something. And this guy's like some total like fob, you know, immigrant type guy or whatever. And, you know, and she's sounding very like blasé about life. Like, she's not like bubbly and whatever. She's just like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then he's like, you know, he's like, yeah. So then all of a sudden I see him go, or yeah, he says something to her to like, oh, do you mind holding my place for a second? And then he, I guess, like leaves or whatever. And then I see him come back. Or I see someone come, and then he lands behind me. So I'm like, okay, that's what he looks like. And so he's like this like tall, long-haired guy, and I think he was wearing like shorts, like sweat cut-off pants or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
I might be jumbling a few things in my head right now, but anyway. So he comes back, and he's like, okay, so I put your name on the list, and you're like 7th in line. So like, that's pretty good, like on the standby list. And she's like, okay. And then like a few moments of silence go by, and then he's like, so like, that's cool, right? Like, I'll go in and I'll try to save you a seat. And then like once they let the standby people come in, like, and then you'll come in. And she's like, yeah, as long as you're cool with like leaving if I don't get in. He's like, yeah. So then she's like, and then I see her, like, I can hear shuffling, and I kind of see her in my peripheral vision. She's like coming out of line and stuff. And then she comes back, and she's like, I just like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't get like what's happening. And he's like, well, they're going to let us in at some point. And, you know, you'll just hang out here until they call the standby people, and then you'll be the 7th one in line to be the standby. And she's like, okay, but like, where is that going to happen? Like, how is that going to happen? He's like, right here, this is the line. Like, it's happening right now. Like, I mean, he wasn't even frustrated with her. It was just like, he was like, right here, this is it. Like, this is how it's done or whatever. And she's like, okay. So now my wheels are spinning, right? I'm like trying to figure out these two, like, what's their relationship to each other? What is this dynamic? Because clearly he's been here before, right? He's now I'm thinking, okay, he's the local, like, he knows this theater. He knows the deal, whatever. She's never been here before. And sure as shit, then through their conversation, I learn that she's from New York. She's visiting. He was also from New York at some point, but now lives here. Okay. So I don't know what their relationship is, but they're definitely not like together. Okay. Like, it's not that at all. But have you ever like seen or you know, interacted or like met people who are interacting with each other where you're just like, just kiss already?
Yeah.
Like, that was the vibe the entire time. Like, I'm telling you, like, I was this close to turning around and being like, okay, so are you guys together or not? Like, what is this? Like, because it was so like, obviously they're comfortable with each other. Like, they obviously have a history of like maybe friendship. I don't know, because like their conversation is very like easy or whatever. Yeah. And at some point she starts talking about the weather. So here we go. Okay. So she posits, I don't understand why people talk about the weather when they talk about why LA is better than New York. Like, what's the deal with weather? Like, why weather? Like, who cares? And he's like, and he, to his credit or whatever, he was making very good arguments as to why the weather. Like, he's like, I don't know. It's like, cause it's like easy going, you know, it's like, you don't have to like change clothes, like indoor, outdoor. You're like, we can wear whatever you want to wear. Or like, you know, outdoor activities, like you can go running, you can go to the beach. And she's like, and swim in cold water. And he's like, okay, but you don't have to go in the water. You could like play beach volleyball or whatever. And she's like, well, I guess like you're a runner, so like I guess that's important. And he's like, yeah, and I guess like you're a swimmer, and there's like indoor swimming pools or whatever, so like whatever. And she's like, I mean, yeah, but like I could see where somebody like wanted to swim in the beach. It's nice to know that you can or whatever. I mean, and this carried on, and then she kept butting heads. Like she kept trying to be like, but like really though, what's the big deal? And he kept like coming back to her with like salient points of like why the weather. And then finally, there's a lull in the conversation, and she goes to him. She goes, I feel like you're like done with this conversation. Like you're like annoyed with me or whatever. And he's like, I'm not really annoyed with you. I just don't have much to think about on this topic. I mean, it was like a full-on soap opera happening behind me. It was amazing. That was like 30 minutes in line, like waiting to get in. It
probably went by really fast because you're like, you know.
And I was just like on my phone, like playing Sudoku and like fully just like eavesdropping on their conversation. It was amazing. And then so finally they start letting us in, right? So, and he's like right behind me. So I can hear him go like, okay, just like wait here, like you're seventh in line, whatever. And then he's like, he comes in, he's behind me coming in, whatever. I take my seat. I'm like tracking where he's going to sit to see if he's going to be able to save a seat. Cause they don't really like that there, obviously. Yeah. So I'm going to see if he's going to try to save a seat, how that's going to work. And then I see her come in and like go sit right next to him.
Okay. All right.
And I was like, they made it.
They made it.
It's happening.
I have to admit, I love standing in line, like whether I like standing in line. That's no one has ever said that, but it can be fun when you can eavesdrop on people's conversations, especially if there are out-of-towners like around you and you're like, so why are they here? And then they go into it without even like addressing that question or putting it out there. They just start getting into it.
Amazing.
And you're like, and then what did you do? Yeah. Did you like this spot?
Right. So, but that's the thing with these two. Like I didn't get date vibes from them. It didn't feel romantic, but they were so like going back and forth that I was like, just kiss already. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, you know what, the quickest way to shut someone up about the weather is to kiss them. Like, it's like, it was so funny to me. And like,
so you felt the chemistry, even though your back was to them, but you felt it.
I honestly don't know. It was so funny. I had to talk about it on this podcast. Yeah. Like, I hope they're listening. like
the one night that you and I went to the concert, Christine and the Queens. Oh yeah. There were two couples.
The people in front of us.
Okay, dude. So the French couple, I was lost in their conversation.
Yeah, you could understand them. They were speaking French the whole time.
I was like, well, okay. So I'm listening, and then I just stop. And at some point, I'm listening to the other two couples in front of us, and they're both from out of town. Mm-hmm. Both are, one is from Texas. She said that she was from LA and then moved to New York, and that's where she met her husband. And then like now they're in LA just like vacationing or whatever. And the other couple, they're from Texas, and they're talking about where they want to go have Mexican food.
Yes, I remember that.
And I'm like listening, and then they were talking about Tex-Mex or like what they've had in Texas. I'm like, fucking Tex-Mex. like, because I've had that conversation with people in Texas. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know how you guys have that taco that's the size of your face. And then he's like, oh yeah, you guys are used to that $1 size taco. I'm like, yeah, but it's so good.
And you can eat like a million of them.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just funny. They were comparing their notes. I'm like, your notes kind of suck. I should tell you guys where to go eat. But I was like, nah, just figure it out.
And I think they were like talking about places in LA. Yeah. Like at one point they name dropped Casa Vega.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
You're like,
don't go there.
You're like, don't go. And someone that's been to, what are you talking about? It's the best place ever. Whatever. Not my jam.
I mean, listen, like, it's fine. I've been there. Like, it's all good, but it's not like the best Mexican food in the history of Mexican food.
Exactly.
It's more of like a kitschy, like, it's like a place to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Rather than like to go for the food, I suppose. Yeah. But
so fun to listen to people.
So that was my adventure last night. It was really, really funny. And then the show was really funny. I mean, and I'll be honest, I definitely probably was one of those people whose faces fell when Paul did not come out. Because I felt it. I felt it, and then they immediately voiced everyone feeling it. Of just so Paul's not here.
Yeah. I know you guys are all bummed. You'll get your money back.
And the fact is I went because I listen to Paul's show every week, and he plugs it every time.
Yeah.
There's going to be a show coming. And so when he plugged it this last time, I was like, let me try to get tickets. I want to go. And I did, and he wasn't there. So yeah, but it was good, and so that was my 15-minute adventure.
15-minute
USB at the UCB last night. So without further ado, let's get into the business at hand, which is episode 1003, titled, this is a mouthful, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring.
Which never comes up.
What the fuck did that have to do with anything in this
Mama's
episode?
gonna buy you a diamond ring. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. That sounds a little creepy. I'm so sorry.
But honestly, what's that about?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Well, okay, let's talk about it. I have a theory, maybe. I don't know. I'm reaching. Okay. The Amazon Prime spoilie is Simon's girlfriend moves into his apartment. Ugh. Barf. The DVD description is Simon won't tell his parents that he's now living with Rose, his fiance. Lucy plans a church social. Ruthie tries to attract boys after a talk with her father. And once again, Ruthie is in that annoying fucking territory for me where she's too honest and too open. And I'm just like, this is awkward. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I think I have 1, 2. I know I have 3 moments where I went,
where you cringed?
Yeah.
I know exactly what they are.
Yeah. 3.
Number 1, Ruthie dancing alone in her room while Eric watches.
Oh my God.
Number 2, Eric dancing like Ruthie for Annie.
Yep.
And 3, Ruthie dancing with Mark or whatever, Luke, in front of her family.
Yeah, but what the fuck was that kid's name?
I don't know, Sam?
Maybe it was Sam.
I think it is Sam.
Like Sam Hunter or something weird.
Sam Walker?
Walker? Okay.
Sam Walker sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Sam is her brother.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Who cares? Yeah. There's so much about Ruthie that, honestly, the dancing is cringeworthy, but that's not even what I take umbrage with, other than I barfed and cringed. But the part that gets me is the scene where she's talking to her dad and he calls her sexy. And she's like, oh my God, you think I'm sexy? I mean, I was trying to be, but I didn't know I was. Thanks, Dad. Barf all over.
I know. I think I wrote down, I want to throw up hard. Like you just want to purge.
Ruthie, this is not a normal father and daughter conversation. Stop telling your dad all your inner hopes and desires about your sexual life. But it's so grody. I can't even handle it.
Annie, that's all she got from it, not about her other attributes. I fucking lost it.
And of course, Annie's like a mom. She's like my poor daughter.
She has more to offer.
But Eric is just flabbergasted, and Ruthie is just like, I'm sexy.
It was kind of funny, Eric having this talk with her, it really escaped him. This conversation picked itself up and went somewhere else, and he's like, whoa.
Yeah, it really did.
He's like, where did it go? That's not where I was going.
Which you might argue, I might argue, Ruthie did on purpose. As a fuck you to her dad.
Yeah.
Even more so. Hold on, wait. You think I'm sexy? Hold the phone. Which is so not what Eric wanted to hear. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm just like, oh my God, Ruthie, why aren't you talking to your sister or your mom about this shit?
Because she's still pissed at them.
Why is it always,
not her mom?
No, but why is it always Eric that gets the brunt of her full force of honesty about being or her awkward honesty? Remember in last season?
Yeah.
When she's like, I've been always looking for a boyfriend, and I'm kind of boy crazy, and I really want to be boy crazy, and I've been kissed, and I'm like, Ruthie, stop talking. No one wants to hear this right now.
Yeah.
And then same thing here, where you're just like, oh my God, like, what the fuck are you talking about to your father? Like, it's so weird.
Oh,
It's so bonkers. It doesn't make sense to me that she would be saying those things.
right? Oh man, I don't know.
So to unpack this a little bit more, she's doing that horrific grinding dance thing. It honestly, I don't know what's more upsetting about it. I don't know if it's her hand placement, because she insists on putting her hands like on her hips.
Yeah.
Like almost as if she would be like putting her thumbs through a loop if she had one, you know? Mm-hmm. She's always got her hands there, always. Yeah. No matter what she's doing else with her head and her butt, her hands are there. Which is like it's a suggestive sort of weird place to put your hands, I guess.
Yeah.
But then she's doing the whole like body roll with her shoulders thing.
Yeah.
And then she's like dipping low and coming up. And I'm just like, this is weird, like sexualization of Ruthie, like better point. Why did we have to see that happening in the beginning? Why not just have the moment of when Eric comes to talk to her, that's what he catches her doing? Because at least then it's serving a purpose. The whole beginning moments of just watching her writhing to herself is just gratuitous nonsense. Like, we didn't need that.
I know. Yeah. That was your 2-minute silence scene.
Yeah.
It was her dancing and grinding.
Yeah. It really was. That's so weird.
But doesn't she look at him at some?
I know.
That.
I wrote it. Wait. Did Ruthie see Eric watching her? Like the way that the camera angle works.
Yeah.
It's like she's looking at him and like, while she's dipping it low.
And kind of like, fuck you.
A little bit, but it's not even like, that's just gross. Yeah. Like, again, Ruthie, what are you doing? Like,
because I'm sorry, if my dad walked in on me just getting my groove on, like just dancing, my heart's content,
I'd stop.
Yeah, I'd
be like, oh, hey, Dad.
You're like, whoa, what's happening? You were I'm going to change the music. Now it's hymns. Like,
I was listening to NPR.
Yeah, right? You know, all that shit, all that good jazz. But no, she definitely saw her dad, and it's almost like she gave herself a wink and a nod, like saying, look what I'm doing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Which just makes it even grosser. Mm-hmm. So then we cut to Eric downstairs doing the same moves to Annie.
She was, and like
he's doing it, and it's like, ew, I really didn't need to see Eric grinding right now.
Like, it's like, where's my cast iron so I can hit both of them?
Unnecessary to have this on television.
Yeah, it's like, Annie, let me take you out of your misery. Eric, stop.
Okay, but I love what Annie says here, which is, he's basically trying to be like, what the fuck? My daughter is like too sexual for her own good.
Yeah.
And Annie's like, chill, right? And he's like, you're way too calm. And she's like, listen, I'm recognizing that this is just part of growing up. Like, she's finding her sexuality, and that is part of growing up. Like, no, like, sorry, not sorry. All your other kids went through it, and so will your twins, by the way. You know what I mean? And, maybe it's awkward, and sure, but it's a fact of life.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do much about it. What we can do is talk to her and let her know what her other attributes are and the things that she offers to the world. And that's exactly what Eric doesn't do, because he harps on the sexuality. He makes it a thing. And now she's all in with that.
It's crazy because I didn't know that was going to be a thing, because I know where Ruthie stands on sex and her age.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I don't think Ruthie is like trying to have sex.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's about that for her.
I don't think so either.
She's not ready to have sex.
No.
We know this. She knows this.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like it's definitely a thing, like you start to like envision a future, and like, you start like thinking about yourself in that way or whatever.
It's kind of like those memes. This is what I think I look like, and then this is what I really look like. It's one of those.
Maybe. Yeah, okay.
No, but like, you want to embody that like awesome confidence, sexiness. Like, you want that. Every girl wants to achieve that at some point where like they own it, whether if it's something physical or like that mental, you want to be in that mental headspace where you're like, I got it.
That's the problem though, and I don't know if it's the show's problem or if it's society's problem or whatever, but the problem is I'm going to say we, but maybe I just mean the show. I don't know. Bear with me, listeners. But like, we're equating confident sexy with physical sexy. And those are two different things.
Yeah.
Like, feeling sexy in like knowing that that you're like good and you're cool and all that shit has nothing to do with how you look.
Yeah.
But Ruthie seems to be tapped into her physical sexiness here.
Yeah.
Especially when Eric brings it up. She's like, oh shit, like I've been trying to look sexy. I didn't know I was doing it, but like good to know that I am, like I'm pulling it off. Like she's trying to be physically sexy.
Yeah.
With her hair, with her clothes, whatever.
With her walk.
Her walk, with her arms to the side.
Yeah.
It's so awkward. She's not swinging her arms. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is odd.
It is
and it's slow.
Yes, and it's deliberate, and it's like sort of catwalky, and like yeah. And honestly, her outfit is not that sexy though, which is helpful because if all of a sudden Ruthie was wearing a fucking skimpy little skirt with her thong showing and stuff, like I don't know how I'd handle it.
Oh yeah,
but she's wearing like a suit. Like she's wearing like pinstripe pants with a matching blazer, and like a shirt underneath or whatever, which is decidedly unsexy. Which good, but yeah, so
she's just walking with confidence.
Yeah, and she's like talking to any boy who'll look at her, including Jack.
Yeah.
And finally Jack has to be like, listen, honey. like, no.
Yeah.
I just think, your dad's not happy. I'm not going to be happy. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, he basically like tells her like, maybe it's just not going to happen. And mind you, he's got his eye on like 15 other girls who seem to be falling all over him.
Seriously.
All of a sudden, Jack's a hot commodity. Like, okay.
Yeah, and to hear her saying, I want him to be a senior and hot. Like, she has a list of what she wants the guy to be.
Well, right, to Martin. When she's talking to Martin. So... okay, so let's unpack this a little bit. So Martin and Meredith made a date on the last episode. I don't know that we talked about it too much, but they made a date.
Yeah.
And so the time for the date has come. And he's asking Ruthie to help him figure out what to do with her. Yeah. Because he's like, and I love that whole scene in the kitchen where she's like, I don't care about you. Like, I care about me. And he's like, get over it.
Yeah.
like his face and his hand motions. Like, I love Martin so much.
I like Martin and Ruthie, how they banter.
Yes, I do too.
I enjoy it. Like, no.
It's like, just kiss already.
Yeah. No, it's not about you. It's about my shit. Okay, but I have something going on.
Yeah.
Let's
and he fully is like, whatever, man, move on. Like, it's not happening, So
I don't know what sexy is.
Oh my god,
right?
Okay.
We're such suckers.
Okay, I'm playing this clip right now.
But maybe if you weren't so focused on Jack, you could find a guy that you like and your parents like.
My parents don't have to like him.
No, but it wouldn't hurt.
I guess, but he has to be good looking, popular, and hot.
Hot?
Yeah, sexy.
Why do you want someone who's sexy?
There's nothing wrong with being sexy. Some people even think I'm sexy.
Why do you want people to think you're sexy?
Why not? People think you're sexy.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Well, I'm not.
Well, you are.
Okay, look, I'll bring a guy for you to meet, a guy I think you'll like. I am no judge on whether or not a guy is sexy, but I think I can find a better date for you than Jack.
All right, fine. I have nothing else to do.
Yar.
Yeah, you're so cute.
They're so cute. I love
his
them
face
so
is
much.
awesome because like his eyebrows, he goes, say what now?
Martin's acting in this episode, I'm all about it. Like, whatever, Tyler Hoagland's acting in this episode. Like, he's so funny and cute and just like, he's obviously so into Meredith. Like, and he just wants to like do right by her, So he's like, what do I do? And then the whole church social thing comes up and he's like, okay, yeah, sounds like a good time, whatever.
I really like Meredith. She's so sweet.
I do too. I think she's got a really good head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
She's definitely calmed down. She's not like a fucking chattermouth, person anymore. And I really like when God, I'm like losing my train of thought. When Meredith is talking to Martin about Ruthie's obsession with Jack.
Yeah.
Or rather, Martin's asking Meredith about Ruthie's obsession with Jack or whatever. And he's just like, what's her deal with Jack? Like, what's the fucking deal with Jack? And he's like, and Meredith's like, I honestly think it's just the chase. Like, you know, he's a forbidden fruit. Her parents won't let him go out with her.
Yeah.
I mean, her go out with him. So she's like hell bent on it.
Yeah.
And Annie says as much too, I think, right? Where she's like, you made him
a thing,
the target, right?
Yeah.
Like you made him a thing and now she wants that thing.
Yeah.
It's like psychology 101, dude.
Yeah.
You know, honestly. And I think it might have even been Lucy in the last episode who said, or I don't know who says it, or maybe I made it up, but like, it's like, let her go out with him. They're going to have nothing in common. It's going to go up in flames and then she'll be over it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why did we make it this such a fucking federal case?
Yeah.
And now you've taken her down the primrose path of trying to be sexy in front of everyone. And it's like, you got the exact opposite of what you wanted to happen, Eric.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of dug your own bed here.
Yeah.
Grave.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So anyway, so he takes Meredith to the dance. He finds, it is Sam Walker.
Yeah.
Sam Walker, Sam Walker, like, imposes himself on Martin, which I wonder if that's going to come back around. There's no way you introduce a character like this and only for one episode, right?
Exactly. Because he was in the last season with...
Was he really, though? Is he the same person? Because he did not look familiar.
Well, but then again, we weren't even paying attention to that guy, too. But the show is making it a point to bring this guy back. Like who he was to Ruthie. Oh, she tried to make Vincent jealous with me.
Right.
Like, looping her arm within mine, whatever.
He does that funny thing where he's like, can I be the guy that you set her up with?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
He's like, wait, what's your name again?
No, but he's like, do you even know Ruthie? He's like, yeah, I see her in the halls, and she tried to make Vincent jealous once before. Like, he's obviously like obsessed with her. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of creepy. But then
probably know Ruthie's meeting a male version of Rose. No, I'm kidding.
I kidding.
I would hope not.
I hope
I know.
not. I honestly couldn't handle more than one Rose.
I know,
especially after this fucking episode.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Let's just talk about it because I'm done.
I'm just
fucking done with Rose. I honestly don't know how I'm going to continue to watch the show if Rose continues to be on.
I know.
Like, I'm so aggravated and infuriated.
Simon, if you haven't seen any red flags, you have 30 of them in front of you.
He sees them, honey. He sees all the red flags on this episode, but now he's in fucking too deep and he can't do anything about it because she won't leave.
Yep.
You need to change your phone number. You need to move. You need to get the fuck out of Dodge, Simon, to ditch this bitch.
Change
because
the
she
locks.
Is not going away now.
No.
She fully fucking moves herself in.
Yeah.
And then weasels her way out of telling anyone because she's like, well, I can't tell my parents unless there's a ring, so get to step in. Like, my God. Oh my God. What?
Try. God, she makes everything happen for her.
It's dangerous is what it is. Like, I'm at my wit's end with Rose.
You want to get into bed and then I can put on
Oh my God.
I can wake you up?
I'm trying to hold my tongue. I don't know why. It's my podcast. Like, like this fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Forces him. Okay, no, that's the wrong word. He's doing a take-home final for his class. She's ready for bed. So she's like, come to bed. Why? They're not fucking anyway.
Exactly.
What's your deal, dude? So she's like, come to bed. He's like, I'm doing this thing. And she's like, you can do it in the morning. He's like, no, I can't because it's my first class. And she's like, I'll wake you up. It'll be fine. You need sleep. So then sure as shit, she doesn't wake him up.
No.
Now he's going to fail his classes.
Yeah.
Like, now she's breeding basically like a dropout flunky.
Yeah.
So like, what is your end game here, Rose?
And she's trying to win the argument. No, I didn't say that.
Oh my God. Where she's like, we have to communicate. Like, bitch, you have to leave.
Yeah.
How about you leave?
Yeah.
Because you don't live here. And then Sandy's coming and going as she pleases. She's
Has a
got
key.
I'm like, this whole thing is like really fucking causing me so much anxiety.
And the conversation that happens with Simon and Sandy, Simon with Rose about Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
All of that. I really want to see this burn up in flames.
Wait, remind me though. So Rose brings up Sandy because Simon's like, Sandy's got a key now or whatever.
But before that, like, I think they were, they do talk about Sandy's behavior, how
Yes.
she would sleep with any guy that she meets, apparently.
That's right.
Okay.
And then Rose is like, okay, it's not like you slept with her or
Yeah.
whatever. And then Simon doesn't say anything, which bad on Simon. Because
Yeah.
once again, this is his out, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it would all blow up if he just told her the truth.
Uh-huh.
But then again, maybe it wouldn't. Because like we said in the press episode, like Rose isn't going to give up that quick. Like
Yeah.
she'll just dig her heels in deeper, you know?
Yeah.
Be like, but that's okay. We're committed now. Let's get married tomorrow. Like,
So she says all these things about her own friend, Sandy,
yeah.
and how she doesn't think much of her.
And then she's like, well, it's not our problem anyway, whatever. Like, she's the one who's pregnant.
Yeah, and yet she also, Sandy and Rose both put a lot of responsibility on Simon, saying, well, yeah, but you are in the middle though. How is he in the middle? All you guys they introduced him. That's it. What y'all did after that is on the both of you, meaning Sandy and Martin. It has nothing to do with Simon.
And that's why Simon's whole spiel in this episode is like, can you just give him time?
Yeah.
Just give him time, because Sandy's like, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to go talk to him.
Yeah.
I have to talk to him. You have to call him and talk to me or whatever. And Simon's like, listen, dude, you don't know right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he's not going to do the honorable thing. I'm not saying he is going to do the honorable thing, but just give him a fucking minute. You don't know. And then he puts himself right. He's like, I remember when I went through this, like, it took me a minute, but I got some help and I talked to someone and then I felt good about
Yeah.
it. Like, you know, you need to give Martin the space
Yeah.
to come to this on his own terms. Like, maybe he wants to talk to his dad first. Like, you don't know. There's a
Yeah.
million things going through his head as there are in yours right now. And it's
Yeah.
not fair of you to force him to deal with something that if he's not ready to deal with it just yet or whatever.
Yeah.
On the other hand, yes, it is, because there's babies coming whether you're ready or not.
Exactly.
So get over it.
True.
But also, I get it. So then fucking Sandy just like up and shows up at the church social,
Yeah.
which makes it soups awkward for Martin.
Yeah.
But he's there with Meredith, and like he kind of like fully dismisses Sandy's presence there.
Yeah,
Like he
he
won't
does.
even acknowledge her.
But I'm curious, how did you feel about Sandy's, like, her revelations or whatever it is, her history when she opens up to Simon?
Remind me what you're talking about specifically.
You know, her mom, she hates her stepdad. They don't even talk. And so therefore she
yeah.
doesn't have a connection with her mom because of that. Her dad basically left. So there you go. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe I can just end up, you know, let Martin be involved and then like maybe we'll get married. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm like, whoa. Are you hearing everything that you're saying?
know.
But
Yeah.
it also pisses me off that they have put so many stereotypes and stigmas on Sandy and why she ended up here. It's like
Yeah.
it's like they created a
like
statistic.
they're trying to like find an excuse.
Yeah, it's like they created a statistic and they truly laid it out textually, like why she is the way she is and how she got there.
Yeah.
It frustrates me. This kind of, I mean, because in my head when I'm listening to her, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this all kind of makes sense. I'm like, oh, fuck you, Seventh Heaven. I can't believe you just did this right now.
Frankly, when she explained about her family life, I didn't even really click for me. The part that really stood out to me was like, because Simon's like, okay, what do you want from him, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, ideally, we'd get married before this baby comes, and then we'd raise it together. But then if the marriage thing doesn't work out, we'll just get a divorce and whatever. And that's the part where I was like, oh, so you're also a psychopath. Like,
Yeah.
So you're also cuckoo crazy Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Because who says that?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Do you want to be married or not?
Yeah.
Because what does that mean? If it doesn't work out, we'll just get a divorce. Like, then what? Then you've got a kid that neither of you can handle on your own.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking cuckoo too.
Yeah.
And now Simon's in the middle of this fucking Stepford Wives convention at his house where these women are just running ramshot all over him.
Yep.
And he can't do anything about it. Like, he's really gotten himself into some deep shit now.
Yep.
Deep shit. And he comes home, and I love how Eric and Annie are so sure that he's coming home to tell them that he's broken up with her.
Praise the Lord.
Because it's big news. And I'm like, okay.
I was like, y'all in for a rude awakening.
Eric says, is it good news or bad news? And Simon's like, good news, I hope. Why would you think that Simon's good news would be that he broke up with her? Like, he loves her. If he broke up with her, it would be bad news.
Yeah.
So they're like, good news? That means it's over. And it's like, or it's worse, dude.
What's
like,
your definition of good for both of you?
Yeah, exactly. It's they're saying good about two different things, and it's like they're not on the same page at all.
God, Rose, she just won't shut up about getting that fucking ring on her finger, moving up this wedding date.
She's so annoying. I can't even handle her.
Well, I can't tell my dad or my family because they're paying for my rent. Oh, are you going to pay for this rent? No, I told you my parents are already paying for that rent. They can't know that I'm doing this.
I can't get a job because they want me to focus on school. Mind you, she's the one who's not setting alarms so that he can take his fucking test.
Yeah.
So what are you focusing on? Like, like just a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. You want this guy? Like, are you trying to build him up or are you trying to make him crumble? Which one do you want?
And then when he crumbles, do you even want him anymore? What game are you playing? Like, what is happening here?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's fucking... It feels like I'm in the Twilight Zone, honestly. Like,
I know.
This whole thing with Simon and Rose and even Sandy and Martin feels very Twilight Zone-y.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of episodes we find out it was all just a dream. Like,
could you imagine?
Like, just a terrible, terrible dream. And Ruthie is not sexy. She is with Martin.
Yeah. And, you know, when they see, when Simon brings Sandy over to that dance or whatever church social, and they see...
You mean when Sandy shows up at the church social on her own?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they...
and then they walk away together.
Yeah, and Annie and Eric, they're like, I don't know. I'm like...
No, those were not I don't know faces. Those were like, what the fuck faces.
What the fuck faces, but also like... Maybe he moved on, and because they had his arm around her, like, oh, okay, so maybe he moved on to this one. I'm like, no, you don't want him to move on to this one.
Oh my god, it's such a mess. It's such a mess.
Yeah.
Like, where do we go from here?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
I don't know. Simon is, again, just going to have to dig himself out of this shit.
It's so... unnerving.
Where's Matt?
I'm running out of words to describe my feelings about this whole situation.
Where's Matt?
I know. Can we just have some clean Matt and Sarah moments for a minute?
Or let
please?
Matt come in and be like, Simon, you're stupid.
Slap him around a few times.
This one's psychotic. I thought Georgia was bad. This one's nuts.
Yeah, but honestly though,
I never want to say that about someone. I never want to say that. But
they're nuts?
Yeah.
It's okay. People can be nuts.
Yeah, I guess so. But like, she is just a rotten human.
She is.
She's a rotten
really
human.
It. I don't even know. I don't know anymore. Is she crazy? Is she selfish? Is she evil? I don't know what game she's playing. All I know is that she's a fucking garbage person.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this though, for a show that sucks at investing in side characters, they sure as shit have invested in making Rose a vile person that you cannot like.
Yeah.
Like,
so
they've done a good job of making me feel like I want to strangle this woman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's true. They did. Oof.
Okay, couple of side notes. One, God, I love Annie's hair. She looks so good.
Yeah.
She's like crushing the hair game. Mm-hmm. Two, don't like Ruthie with the curly hair anymore. I like it flat. I like it straight. In this one, she was all voluminous and she didn't have her bangs. And I was like, not here for it.
Oh.
You liked it?
I like all. I don't know. I think she can rock them both. That's what I think.
I feel like if she's she should just be straight, or she should get her like real curls back. You know, like her real curls.
That would be actually really fun to see.
It would be so cute.
But Oh man, it's such a curly hair problem. They're when they say they're like those perfect waves. When you have curly hair, you straighten it and then you add the waves. It's like, bitch, you already had curly hair. What are you doing?
No, but I've found that when you have like curly hair, like yours or Ruthie's,
Yeah.
if you want wavy, you gotta brush it.
You gotta brush it, but oh man,
I know, but then brushing it brings up its whole other side.
and then it turns into a fro, and you're again, you have to straighten it or somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta apply some heat, unfortunately,
and then do it, and you're like, oh, I have curly hair, but I applied waves.
Yeah, I know. That's why I feel I consider myself truly blessed. Like my hair is wavy on its own. Like it has a pretty natural, beachy, wavy texture to it. Like I never have to do much. If I try to, that's when I get in trouble. Yeah. The minute I apply heat, my hair doesn't know what to do.
It's why I gave in to my curls. I'm like, nope, I don't care. Yeah. I'm gonna give
rock
in.
Those. Your curls are amazing.
Curls.
Sometimes I wish I had like tight curls like that because I feel like I love them. Like I just let them be. You know.
Yeah. Well, they have a mind of their own. There are times where like some hair comes out straight. You're like, why? What did you do?
They have to curl it.
Yeah.
Just the one hair.
And you're like, no, not doing this.
That's funny. But okay, so that was 1. 2, how many guitars does a band need?
I don't know.
There's fucking 3 guitars in this band Eric is playing with.
I know.
Plus a bassist, plus a drummer. Like, you don't need 3 guitarists. And none of them are singing or anything. Like, they're just playing.
Yeah. Just pretending.
And it's a very simple song. It's the Spirit in the Sky song. Like, it doesn't require 3 guitars to pull off the chords or whatever. Like...
Apparently it does.
So
in this show it does. They got to show you he has a band.
I wonder if those people are just like crew members or something that like play and they were like, I want to get on stage.
Dude.
And like threw them a bone like, all right, you get up there too. Add an extra guitar.
Maybe.
It's so funny. But yeah. So I don't know, man. I also made a note here. I wrote, Meredith's so smitten. She's obviously so in love with Martin.
She is.
It's very sweet.
When he takes her hand, it was cute.
I know. And then when she gets all flustered and she can't talk, when he like asks her out of her, she's like, yeah. Totally. But I had this flash, like, just like I could sort of see it in my mind's eye. Like, is Ruthie gonna turn on Martin and Meredith over this relationship? Like, you know what I mean? Like, also because Ruthie, I think, is on to Martin and Sandy a little bit. She keeps like asking questions and like poking around with Martin about Sandy.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like she knows more than she thinks she does or whatever, you know, like subconsciously or whatever. So I'm really curious to see kind of how all this Sandy crap is gonna enfold itself around the Meredith of it all, and then the Ruthie of it all.
Because Meredith does tell Ruthie that Martin kissed her on the cheek. She goes, "Why on the cheek, not on the lips?"
Yeah.
So she's like, "That's."
And Mare's like, "Well, it's not like we had a date or anything." Like,
and she's like, "It's sweet.
I liked it," which is so cute.
Yeah.
Ugh. They're cute, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want Martin and Ruthie to get together, but not really anymore so much. Because now I'm kind of invested in this Meredith thing, and I really just want to see what the fuck's going to happen with Sandy. Like, I need to know the deets on the Sandy debacle. Mm-hmm. And I really... Now the wheels are spinning, T, man. The wheels are spinning. And it's because of what we talked about in the last episode. I don't know. I'm wondering, the reason why Sandy keeps talking to Simon is because it's Simon's baby. And she's like making it about Martin to like test Simon. But then if that's the case, then what does Rose think is going to happen? Or what does Sandy think is going to happen with Rose? Because Rose has fucking moved her ass in.
Yeah.
And they're engaged or whatever.
God, these girls are not good friends because they've known each other for a while, right?
Yeah, well, I guess.
Yeah, she's talking about like, because I think Rose does say something about while she was in high school.
Yeah,
too.
like she knew her in high school.
Yeah.
No, she says Simon knew her in high school. No?
Simon didn't know her in high school.
Okay. Because doesn't Simon say something like, I know Sandy, she's cool, and Rose is like, you don't know everything about her, like for when she first got to college or whatever.
Oh man,
who knows? Whatever. Clearly, this is not going to end well. This is all just going to blow up in everyone's fucking faces.
Whatever. Let's see what happens, I guess, right? We're in for the ride.
I suppose so. Does anything else happen in this episode? What happens with Kevin? Oh, the mommy and me class.
Mommy and me.
I'm glad they didn't go down the road of jealousy with Lucy. Oh my! Because that could have been really easy. Because she walks in on them hugging and stuff. Yeah. It could have been really easy to do that. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, Lucy, I don't need another Roxanne story.
Yes, especially not that they're married with a kid. Like, we're done. But he does accidentally set up the married one with a date at the social as opposed to the single one.
Yeah, she's like, that's Rhonda.
Who's just there alone again. The poor single one's just like, okay.
Oh, dude. But then the husband that calls out Kevin.
Well, does he? Well, is it malicious?
Oh, I don't know about, no, not malicious, but basically him calling him a woman is mean.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
He calls him a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I got shot at, I would have quit too and behaved
become
like
a woman.
Yeah, become a woman. I'm like,
yeah.
But you know what's my favorite to that reaction? She goes, "You got shot at?" I said, "Yes, Lucy, your head's in the right place now."
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. She's like, "You got shot at?"
That's
and like
right.
she is a wife. She is a cop's wife, and therefore you should not assume, but like know that
she knows the dangers.
Exactly. But the fact that her husband didn't disclose this to her, like, you were shot at?
This fight's gonna be a big one.
Yeah, we're not gonna fuck it out this time.
What is that? Is that Friends? Oh yeah, that is Friends. Chandler.
Yeah.
With I think Kathy. He accuses Kathy of cheating on him. She's not. Mm-hmm. They have a fight. Then he comes over to apologize, and she has slept with him. And he's like, well, I'm glad our first fight's over because our second one is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I think this is not... Ooh, Kevin.
Yep.
Ooh, Kevin. Mm-hmm. You done stepped in it now.
Yeah. So...
Although I can also see in the next episode, she's like, okay, like, okay, whatever.
It's true, but
because the audience is over it. You know what I mean? Like, we got over it the minute it happened. So what's the point in harping on it? I don't know. Then again, the show never does what you expect it to do. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. So lots to. Also, we got some finality. So Simon is almost 21.
Yeah.
Ruthie is almost 16. So they are 5 years apart from each other. Okay. Remember, I was doubting that to be the case, but they are 5 years apart. And Simon is not yet 21, but yeah, he's about to be.
Yeah, and Simon, you don't want to be married at 21 or 22.
No, man, just go out and get drunk with your non-existent friends like any other 21-year-old would too.
And seriously, Simon, do you have friends?
I know. One of our listeners, Cheryl, wrote into us about, we was talking about how these children are losers, or loners rather. And she was talking about Ruthie specifically. She's like, yeah, Ruthie not having friends doesn't make sense to me. She's friendly. She's personable. Yeah. She's popular. Like, if anything, like, she would be like the leader of a clique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that she's not surrounded by girlfriends or any friends at all is like bizarro. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a fully a Brenda Hampton concoction of just like suspend your disbelief. There's no friends in this universe. Get over it. And for Simon too, like, especially for a kid in college, for like a guy in college, like, that he's just like, he's so into girls, but like, who are you going out with? Like, you're not hanging out with a bunch of bros and like picking up girls together. You're just like, you're just singly going out and like meeting a bunch of women and bedding them. Like, that's so unlikely, you know, and unrealistic.
Yeah, it's true.
Simon, meet some dudes. Go party like you're supposed to.
Like, gain some perspective, dude. Yeah. If you're all on your own and just like with girls all the time, you're not.
And now you're living with one.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, basically. Ugh. And he's like looking there's at one point he's like alone, I think, in the apartment. And he's picks up the rose vase in his table. He's like, how did this get here?
Yeah.
Like, how am I living in a place now where there's a rose on the table? Like,
and the fact that the apartment is so
I just got that symbolism. Dang. Sorry, go on.
And the way she decorated, he opens the closet, all the fucking shoes fall out.
And he's like, do you need all these shoes? And she's like, oh, silly. A woman needs shoes.
Yeah.
Like, are you even a person?
Are you even a person?
Are you even a human? Like,
Seriously.
Like an alien. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of this whole season, she rips off her mask and she's an alien doing experiments on him this whole time. Like, honestly.
Oh, man.
That's how far down the rabbit hole I've gone with this bullshit.
Yeah.
So, okay. I do want to talk about, there's that moment, right? When Lucy's talking to Eric, because now that she's committed to like staying with the church, right? She knows that she's got to like repair her relationships with the women that she turned off with her sermon and stuff. So she's like trying to like reach out and like, you know, talk to them and stuff. So she's talking to Eric about how that's going. And she's like, okay, so the single women just want me to bring men into the church so they can date somebody.
Yeah.
And the older women, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. So then she comes to talk to Eric and they have this whole conversation about like how people meet each other and stuff. It's quite funny.
Well, I know it's been a long time since I dated. But it's been a really long time since you dated. Women don't meet men bowling or at sporting events or traveling. They meet men on the internet or through dating services or at bars.
But that's not a very good way to meet a potential husband, do you think?
Well, no. I mean, it's nice if you get introduced by friends or a family member introduces you.
That's how you met Kevin.
Mary didn't introduce me to Kevin. I met Kevin when I was being detained at the airport in New York for having a suspicious bag. Then, as it turns out, he was Mary's boyfriend's brother.
Kevin arrested you? Did I know this?
Detained. But like I was saying, it's nice if you get introduced by friends or family. Or if you can meet a nice guy at work.
But don't companies frown on that?
Well, some of them are changing their minds. Someone did research that said that most men and women would happily risk losing a lousy job for a good relationship. But, you know, anyway.
I love it. I love that they're just having this like frank discussion, like a couple of old married folks, you know, talking about how single people meet these days. You know,
no, I was detained. It's a difference.
I had to keep that part in because it's too funny.
It is cute. He's like, wait, he arrested? No, detained. No, follow.
Anyway, as I was saying, but yeah, so that was funny and cute, and that's when she gets the idea about to do this the church social, and apparently billions of people show up.
Yeah,
Lucy knows how to throw a party, I guess.
Apparently,
she's good at wrestling up a few folks.
Yeah, dude.
And then so.
Oh, dude. And when you hear Ruthie, she's like, you're going to go to the social, like the church social? She's like, isn't that boring? Don't you want to go for a pizza? I'm like, at the fucking promenade again?
I know.
I was like, no, the church social sounds better than the promenade.
And I'm glad Meredith said so. You know, she was like, because she says it to Meredith, right? She's like, you're going to go to the social. And she's like, yeah, he asked me, like, whatever. And she's like, and Meredith's like, okay, but it's a date. Like, I'm just happy to go, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, like, who cares? Like, promenade or the church, like, I'm hanging out with Martin, like, who cares? Which is exactly the attitude. And then mind you, over there Ruthie's like, he's got to be tall, he's got to be high, he's got to be popular, he's got to be like, she's putting all these caveats, and she's never gonna be happy.
Nope, definitely not.
I feel bad for Ruthie.
Well, you know, she's just I don't know how to explain it, and I know that this is gonna come off maybe wrong or mean. It's like when you're confident about something but you're not sure what you're confident about. It's, you get what I'm saying? Like, she's set in her ways, but like, why are you set in those ways?
Yeah, she doesn't know why she's so gung-ho about Jack. Yeah, so she's just like, she's so like adamant about it, but for all the wrong reasons, and like for no real reason other than just like to fuck you her parents, I guess. Or Eric, mostly.
Yeah, mostly Eric.
Excuse me while I cough up a lung.
Because, like, you know, Annie's cool.
Annie is cool. But, I mean, it's not like Annie is excited to see her daughter being all sexy either. When she sees the dancing.
Her face is like, no!
When she sees Ruthie dancing, she's like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Annie's a reasonable person.
Yeah. And when Sam and David decide to find another set of twins.
Oh,
to dance with.
Twins found twins.
Yeah. They're like, we know how to social.
That was cute.
Yeah.
That was a sweet little moment. Sam had a little bit of a growth spurt between the last episode and this one.
Yeah, dude.
He's almost David's height now.
Yeah, it's like, what happened, dude?
I know. His haircut is still tragic.
Wow.
I like David's hair. Sam did not clearly not get the genes.
Poor kid.
The curly genes from his family. But yeah, I don't know. This episode, should we rate it?
Are we done? We talked about Lucy, Kevin. We talked about Martin. We talked about Simon, Rose.
Yeah.
I think we did it, dude.
Yeah.
We just still haven't seen Martin's dad.
I know. I want to see him landscaping.
Yeah.
Undercover.
How good is he at this new gig of his?
I really feel like that's going to come back. Like, I feel like that's a seed that they've planted enough by now that it's like, if they don't pay it off in the end, like, I'm going to be upset.
So where do you think Mama's going to buy you a diamond ring falls in?
Oh,
Rose?
I thought it was, sort of like a weird way to refer to the storyline of Rose being like, no ring, no engagement. No, or rather, no ring. I won't tell my parents, you decide. And then him wanting to come home, right? Like, and talk to his mom, like, or his dad or whatever, like, maybe like, cause that song, right? It's all about like, I'll make it better. I'll be there for you kind of thing. Right. So then, now he's like up a creek with this whole drama he's living in. And so like he comes home to like the comfort of his family or something, maybe, but it's weak.
Man, she's so creepy.
She really is. She's ugh, can't.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put it this way. I called her a C word in my notes. Like, it's so bad I can't even say it out loud now. But I felt it, man. Yeah. I felt it watching this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to rate this episode. I think I'm going to give it 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down.
Yeah.
Because, again, I can't fault too much of the episode. It's the storylines that are giving me anxiety and stuff. But like the episode itself, like, execution wise and stuff, like, I don't hate it.
I know.
It's just, it's fine.
Yeah. Something is not.
It's missing a little bit of like the zhuzh of the first 2 episodes, It's not as like exciting, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it's a fine. It's
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
It'll
with
get
you.
me through the next one, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with you. Thumb up, thumb down.
Yeah. Did I just refer to something as zhuzh?
Yeah, you did. You did. It was kind of funny.
My mother.
Oh.
Actually, no. My mom has never used that term.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know where I know that from. I feel like I just heard that on a podcast or something, probably. Yeah, so that's going to do it for us. But as always, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. You know what to do. Also, don't forget, if you leave us a review, we will read it on the air, folks.
Guys, we only have 2 more seasons left.
Yeah. It's now or never, really. You can find us on social media at the number 4 Heaven's Sake Pod, or send us an email at forheavensakeshow@gmail.com. That's spelled out. Also, you can find us on patreon.com/the number 4 Heaven's Sake Pod. We've got 2 tiers up on there now. We've got the $1 Keep the Lights On tier and the $5 Heaven Head tier.
Yeah.
And all the details are up there. If you subscribe at the $5 tier, you'll get all the benefits of the $1 tier as well. And again, guys, this is kind of sort of our last hurrah. We've got 2 seasons left. We're, the clock is winding down on our time with all of you. And we don't want this show to disappear when it ends. So your contributions to that Patreon will really help keep the lights on and keep the show available on all your favorite podcasting apps forever, or at least for a long time.
Yep.
So So anyway, check that out at patreon.com/the number 4 Heaven's Sake Pod. And all that stuff will be in the liner notes, so you can always check it out there. And until next time, bye.
Bye.